Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel. I am coming at you from a place I never take video from, the buck pasture. And usually I don't take video from the buck pasture because the bucks do this, which is nothing. So this year, as you know, we went from 3 bucks to 2 bucks. We had Phineas here, who's being silly and showing us his grin. To Phineas, well, we had Phineas, Flash, and Santa. Let's start there. Then Santa moved on to his new herd to donate genes to his new breeder and new herd. Super excited about that still. And then Flash passed away, as you know, recently. So totally unexpected, completely not what we planned. Certainly, Flash was old. We didn't plan for him to be here forever. So the thought was I would be keeping a buckling, and I've been talking to you guys about that, from this season's breeding, so a baby born next year, and that would be Phineas's new buddy as that baby grew up. Plans change, because with Flash passing, Phineas was left alone, and that's completely not acceptable. We don't allow our goats to be alone if they're not happy, and if they're not happy, they become sick. And we certainly don't want Phineas to get sick. So he needed a buddy. And the best part about him needing a buddy is we had an opportunity to really think about what we were doing with our herd, where we were going, etc. So last weekend, we were able to take a drive, quite a long drive, but take a drive down to a breeder that I know and love. She is the breeder of our Denali, who, as you know, I absolutely adore. And she had a buck that wasn't necessarily useful in her herd anymore. And this is very similar to how Santa was for me. I love him. He's amazing. I wouldn't want to change him for the world. But he became very limited use in my herd because he was related to everybody. Well, this was the same thing with this buck. So we were able to facilitate that change, right? We're going to pick him up, bring this buck home. Phineas gets a friend. We get a new buck in our herd. Wasn't exactly what we had planned for the future, but it actually is kind of, fortuitous, I guess, because now I have a breeding age buck that I can use this year. So that's going to change everything I've talked to you about in the past. It's not going to be all Phineas all season. So babies are going to come from 2 different sires. I have to figure out which sire is going to get bred to which doe. But let me do a quick introduction for you to Flying J Thorn. Thorn is still getting used to being here. He is... he has been semi-shaved because he was a master champion and in a larger herd. That's what you do. So he really doesn't have a whole lot of hair on his body, which is not harmful to them. It's just, it's what you do when you have a master champion. You don't need to maintain that coat anymore. It's a lot of work when you have a big herd. So Thorn will maybe grow back some hair, maybe not. We'll see. But we're excited about him for multiple reasons. 1, Phineas needed a buddy. 2, he is a Flying J goat. Flash was a Flying J goat. So that's the indicator of their line, their breeder, right? So all my goats are racing for home farm goats. That gives you an idea of where they came from, who bred them. So while this guy is not necessarily directly related to Flash, he is from that same breeder, that same lineage. And it was meant to be, right? To have that back in our herd. He's, like I said, still getting used to being here. He's still a little shy right now. Thorn is a heavy fainter, so he doesn't move very fast or very confidently because he knows he falls over pretty easy. He's also a little shy. And we'll bring him out and he'll be fine in a few weeks when he gets used to being here. Right now, he's still figuring things out. So he's looking a little sad panda, maybe a little Eeyore-ish, but we'll get him used to it. So yeah, he's been here a week. He's got another couple of weeks, well, another month or so to adjust, get used to being a part of the herd before he goes into service potentially in September. I'm starting to think about who I'm going to pair him with. You really can't look at him from a coat perspective, right? Like Phineas is a beast with that coat because I don't cut them, right? So he's been cut and shaved. So, you kind of can't look at it that way. So I'm looking at his conformation. I'm looking at his ear set. I'm looking at all the things that are important to our breeding program, and then assessing my does to decide who he's going to get bred to. So pretty excited about that. Like I said, it was not the game plan originally, but I think it's the game plan that we were meant to be. Phineas is quite happy because now he's big man on campus. He is a little bit larger than Thorn. Thorn is a smaller in stature buck, which Phineas was a smaller in stature buck. So you can see where this breed is headed. They're going a little bit smaller. But Thorn is not tiny or dwarfed in any way. He's just a smaller stature buck. That gentle personality will pass through. So we'll have some blends, right? Phineas is bright, bold, quite full of himself. Aren't you, buddy? And then we'll have, Thorn's personality, which is a little bit more reserved, a little bit more laid back, a little bit more cautious about the world. So we'll pair him appropriately with maybe some of our bolder does. We'll also pair him with some of our does that are on the taller side, and that'll bring the baby size down. And for now, they're just getting used to being around each other and being here. Phineas was so excited to have a friend. He went a week without a friend, and he was the most sad panda goat ever. I mean, he just hollered all day. It was terrible. And we worked as fast as we could to navigate the challenge, talk to a bunch of breeders, find the right buck. And by the way, Thorn is a master champion already. I mentioned that once or twice. That's why he's shaved. So I don't have to show him. I don't have to worry about that. He already carries his title with him. He's a 6-year-old boy, so he's actually older than Phineas. And we'll do a more detailed meet the goat with Thorn when he's ready to go up on the grooming stand. He's not ready to go up on the grooming stand right now. He's still assessing life in a new herd with a new friend in a new stall and a new family. He hasn't missed a meal, so don't worry about that. And he really is quite cute. So anyway, just thought I'd share that news and bring a little joy to your day. And we'll do, like I said, a Meet the Goats series with Thorn when I get him up on the grooming stand, which will be in a few weeks. And then you'll see him a few weeks after that based on my posting schedules. And then you'll see him in action, or maybe see him in action, depends on whether I can get that kind of video or not, when we start to expose the does to be bred next month. So yeah, exciting times. I can't believe we're already talking about the fact that next month is breeding. It goes fast. I told you August was my quiet month, but it's almost second week of August already, and I'm talking about what I'm going to be doing in September. Crazy stuff. I hope you all are having a fabulous day wherever you are in this world. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, be kind, and we'll see you at the next one. Bye for now.